I mean, Kerry Von Erich, you absolutely love. I know that
Yeah.
much, but he might have had the greatest physique we've ever seen in a wrestling ring. Very close, if not the best.
So Brian, hanging out with at the Von Erich house, like you said, it was like Disneyland. Was there any jealousy on your part, being around that family all the time?
Absolutely not. They basically, I was like one of their brothers. I mean, when I graduated high school, I still have it. Fritz wrote on his letterhead, he said to Brian, he said, our sixth son. So, and then he wrote me a deal saying how he really enjoyed seeing how I came around with the training and the shot put and gotten to be a great athlete. And he, he had a lot of respect for me, and I had a lot of respect for them. But I was never jealous of Kerry and them. I mean, I just never had any. It's it just didn't happen.
You mentioned Fritz. What was your relationship like with Fritz? And the second part of the question would be, many people from that organization felt that Fritz pushed the boys too hard. Is that something that you feel?
I think more than pushing them, I think he had high expectations from them, but I don't think standing behind them like some people portray, with a whip pushing people on. I think the brothers, being Kerry, David, and Kevin, I think they pushed themselves more than Fritz pushed them because they wanted to live up, to the expectations, and they all were hard workers, man. You know what I mean? Kevin and David both went to North Texas. Kevin played football, David played football and basketball, but then they started wrestling. Why wouldn't you? They didn't play all 4 years, but making all that money stepping in to wrestling, why wouldn't you? But my relationship with Fritz was great. I just he always treated me really, really good. So he I was over there at their house when I was 6 years old. So he basically watched me grow up. Fritz and Doris were really good friends with my parents. Lake Dallas only had 1,000 people. It's 40 people in my graduating class, so it was a small, small town. But I have nothing but respect. And Fritz was never, he was never mean to me or anything like that, or like a lot of people portray. He could be gruff. Don't get me wrong. He was a captain of a tight ship. He's old school, but he saw the dedication and the work that I was putting in to making myself a better person and athlete. And his boys, we all worked hard. So to answer your question, I think with the boys, Fritz pushing them, I think they pushed themselves harder than Fritz pushed them.
Mm. So let's go back to the time where you decide you want to become a pro wrestler. What's that conversation like with your parents?
Well, I went all 4 years at UTA and I got my degree in finance. I promised my mom that I would get my degree, because when Kerry left the University of Houston after his freshman year, he was just on me constantly. You got to come into wrestling. You got to come into wrestling. So I said, I will, but I promised myself and my mom that I was going to get my degree and stay 4 years. And I started actually between my sophomore and junior year at UTA. And when I was enrolled in college, you couldn't back then, the NCAA, you couldn't be pro and get paid. So the only time I wrestled until I graduated in 1982 was in the summer. And I wrestled in the summer of 80 and 81, and then I went full time in 82.